Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. Things may not be all they seem over at Bungie and Sony concerning the recent round of layoffs being blamed on economic struggles, economic problems. Could it be a misdirection, a misunderstanding, or just an outright lie to Big Daddy Sony? Well, let's check it out in this article from Bounding into Comics. Recent Bungie job cuts reportedly needed in order to stop continued losses. Leadership said to have overstated the studio's financial prospects to Sony. Overstating your worth, overstating your wealth, overstating your, like it says, financial prospects. Did we lie to Sony to make the deal a little bit sweeter? God, Cade 6, I miss you. Let's see. According to a new report, the recent round of job cuts to hit Destiny franchise developer Bungie were due not to worsening economic conditions, but rather the studio having lied to their parent company, Sony, about their financial prospects. Why would you do such a thing, Bungie? As previously reported on July 31st, Bungie CEO Pete Parsons, who likes to go out and joyride in fancy cars, announced that, quote, due to rising costs of development and industry shifts and, industry shift, and the price of those cars, as well as enduring economic conditions, a total of 220 of our roughly 1,300 roles will be eliminated. My goodness. It's never good whenever people lose their jobs, but you got to make the money. The bottom line has to look good for Sony, or for your parent company, or for Bungie in this case. And if it's not, well, unfortunately, people at the bottom get let go. Heaven forbid the CEO should maybe back out of one of his lovely little bonuses in his contract. That's never going to happen over here. Representing roughly 17% of our studio's workforce. Quote continues, these actions will affect every level of the company, including most of our executive and senior leader roles. Oh, do tell. The senior leadership roles are going to be let go? I'll believe that when I see it. It's usually everybody at the bottom that gets to go first. Parson explained, for everyone affected by this job reduction, we will be offering a generous exit package, including severance, bonus, and health coverage, because Cobra is just amazing with their health coverage. But anyway, I realize all of this hard news, especially following the success we have seen with the final shape. I need to get back into Destiny. Should I get back into Destiny? Y'all let me know in the comments. But as we've navigated the broader economic realities over the last year, and after exhausting all other mitigation options, this has become a necessary decision to refocus our studio and our business with more realistic goals and viable financials. Isn't that sweet? They have to readjust. Is part of that readjustment completely and totally tanking, forgetting about the desire for a Destiny 3? Or cutting back on the DLCs for Destiny 2? What game do you think is going to keep you going? Are you going to just abandon Destiny as a franchise? How are we going to move forward with this game? People want Destiny 3. To this end, the CEO then noted that the studio would be, quote, committing to 2 other major changes today that we believe will support our focus, leverage Sony's strengths, and create new opportunities for Bungie talent. First, we are deepening our integration into Sony Interactive Entertainment, working to integrate 155 of our roles. You couldn't have done that from the beginning with maybe picking from the 200 that you let go. Try maybe adjusting things, getting them positions instead of just completely and totally letting them go off into the wilderness to fend for themselves. Roughly 12% into SIE over the next few quarters, Parsons detailed. Second, we are working with PlayStation Studio leadership to spin out one of our incubation projects, an action game set in a brand new science fantasy universe. All but confirming that you're abandoning Destiny as an IP? To form a new studio within PlayStation Studios to continue its promising development. So you're branching off from Bungie. You're taking the Bungie name off of this project to partner with Sony. I'm sure that'll work out fantastic for you based on Sony's recent actions as far as little questionable decisions when it comes to their, what is it? Sony PlayStation account when you buy the game on Steam? Sony's not looking too good right now because of that. Yet, despite Bungie CEO's framing of the studio's recent layoffs as being a recent decision, in reality, it seems they may have been anything but. Per two alleged former studio employees who purportedly spoke to GameFile's Stefan Totillo, quote, "The cuts were not a sudden move. A sizable new round of layoffs has been planned by Bungie management for months before the launch of the studio's acclaimed Destiny 2 expansion, The Final Shape, this past June." So you plan the layoffs. What could this possibly look like? If The Final Shape did so well as far as sales goes, and you were planning people to get laid off before The Final Shape even launched, I wonder what that does to the profit margin for the studio. Would that affect the profit margin? Like, I know you're giving these people severance packages and insurance benefits and all this other stuff, but if you don't have to continue to pay them, how does that affect the budget in the coming quarters when those people are gone? And in turn, how would that affect the bonuses that the CEO gets? I'm just asking questions, merely speculation. Further, another trio of ex-Bungie staff members supposedly revealed that the studio's 2022 purchase by Sony was completed on false pretenses. Oh dear. Quote, as Bungie leaders had overstated their studio's financial prospects to Sony. Now, if this is something that can be proved, I think that spells not so good things for Bungie, because I can't think of a better word. Thus, they added Wednesday's cuts were needed to stop continued losses that amounted to an ongoing reality check. How do you sit there? First of all, how do you get away with overstating your financial prospects? You would think before a purchase in the millions, if not billions of dollars, I can't exactly remember how much Sony bought Bungie for, but for a purchase of that sizable amount, wouldn't Sony have gotten some accountants, some independent accountants to go in there and check out the numbers before they made the purchase? How do you lie? How do you overstate anything financially when it comes to a purchase like this? Makes me curious, especially now. If it's found out once this information gets out to Sony, they may do a little bit of extra digging and may be held to pay. Speaking to Totillo on conditions of anonymity, one source opined to the reporter, quote, I think Sony overpaid for Bungie. Oof, that might be true. I think Bungie sold things they were just not able to deliver. As of writing, neither Bungie nor Sony have yet to offer any public comment on Totillo's report. Oh, but I do firmly believe there's going to be some interior investigation on the books very soon. Just a little hint like this can get some of the people in accounting working overtime. My goodness, what happened to Destiny? I'm going to go back and play it. I'm going to download it. I'm going to find it. Anybody out there, have y'all played The Final Shape yet? If you have, and it's any good, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of this this accusation of Bungie overstating their financial prospects and not being able to fulfill said prospects, and of course that leading to the layoffs? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike. Do all those nifty little things as YouTubers beg you to do. Oh, how Bungie has fallen. I'll hope to see you on the next one.